Hey bro, got a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you think that the US and China are really rivals?
Well, one's the biggest producer, while the other's the biggest consumer. It sounds like a mutually beneficial relationship to me.
I know, right? And most US companies have products that are made in China. Why don't we do a car comparo where we pit an American car versus a Chinese car? But this wouldn't be your usual pure-blooded American car versus Chinese car because the American car would be born in China. You know that the math contest meme where, the American team won the math contest, but the Chinese team weren't so happy, especially when they saw the American team and they're all made up of ABCs?
Yeah, I remember that meme. That was hilarious. Wait, ABCs?
Yeah, American-born Chinese.
Good one, bro. So what did you have in mind?
Well, how about those two right there? One's a pure-blooded Chinese, the other is a CBA.
CBA?
Chinese-born American. Well, the Ford territory is made in China after all.
Right. Good point. Well, that comparo is gonna be tight.
Well, bro, what are we waiting for?
Let's do this.
Hello guys, I'm Reagan and welcome back to another Epic Comparo. I'm here once again with my good friend and buddy, Wes Cabungkal of Bearing PH Motoring.
Hello everyone.
Wes will have his own version of this Comparo video in his channel, so it would be great if you could click the link above to watch his video, but right after watching my video.
And we'd really appreciate it if you can subscribe to both our channels so we can continue bringing you quality content like this.
And also special thanks to Ford Alabang for providing us the venue for this Comparo as well as lending us their Ford Territory Titanium.
Also, a big thanks to Chery Auto Philippines for lending us the all-new Chery Tiggo7 Pro and allowing us to do this comparo. So bro, which one do you think will win?
I really don't know, bro, to be honest. It's really gonna be tight. And I have a feeling that we bit off a little bit more than we can chew.
It's really gonna be tight, but this is your video.
Huh?
So, bye!
Hey, wait. Oh, man. I guess it's up to me then. All right, let's do this. So I ran a poll recently on YouTube asking which crossover you'd want to see against the all-new Chery Tiggo7 Pro. Well, you guys have spoken. And as you can see, there's a whopping preference for a showdown between the Ford Territory Titanium and the Chery Tiggo7 Pro. Both are budget crossovers, both have premium tech and features, and both have a 1.5-liter turbo petrol engine. Heck, they even kind of look alike. Well, sort of. So which crossover will suit your personality? Which one will tickle your fancy? It's time to find out.
Turn it up. Let's go.
The Ford Territory surprised everyone during its launch because the top-spec Titanium had an introductory price of only 1,299,000 Philippine pesos. However, due to a ton of demand and limited supply, this top-spec Titanium has had a price increase, bringing it now to 1,310,000 Philippine pesos. However, despite this price increase, that didn't really phase the long lines because the demand for this Ford Territory still remains quite high. Now, if the Territory surprised everyone, the Chery Tiggo7 Pro pulled a fast one as well. With an introductory price of only 1,198,000 Philippine pesos, the T7 Pro undercuts the Ford Territory Titanium by over 100,000 Philippine pesos. Now, at this price category, 100 grand is a lot of money. And if you factor in Chery's longest warranty of 10 years or 1 million kilometers for the engine, 5 years or 150,000 kilometers bumper-to-bumper warranty, and a free 3-year preventive maintenance service package with home service, it would be a no-brainer to hand over the win for the cost of ownership category to the Chery Tiggo7 Pro. No other compact crossover in the market can equal it when it comes to value for money.
Turn it up. Let's go.
The Ford Territory is sexy AF with those wide, sexy hips and that sexy stare that can melt even the strongest of men. It takes inspiration from the Range Rover Evoque, which is a sexy crossover as well. It's quite different from the other SUVs and trucks in Ford's stable and different in a very good way. The rear end gets a tad busy though, and those fake dual exhaust pipes, while they look good, it doesn't really give the Territory too much street cred. If the Territory has a British slant when it comes to its design, the Chery Tiggo7 Pro is full-blown German. The large hexagonal front grille here won't get lost in an Audi crossover, while the broad squared-off shoulders give it a more macho vibe. The rear end also has traces of the Porsche Cayenne, especially when you look at those LED taillights. Plus, it also has fake dual exhaust, but then it does away with the large lettering that can be found in the liftgate, giving it a little bit more of a cohesive, streamlined look. And man, let's not forget about the color. The color! If you're one of those fun-loving, creative types, then you will love this teal color. Why blend in when you can stand out? Now, this is where this video will get a little bit polarized. I know that some of you are Ford Territory fans, while the others are Chery Tiggo7 Pro fans. Now, looks are highly subjective, and both of these crossovers are absolutely brilliant. I'm actually tempted to even give both of them a tie, but since the Chery Tiggo7 Pro is not afraid to dress up in teal, plus it's a little bit cleaner and more streamlined when it comes to its looks, it wins by a very slim margin in the exterior looks category.
Turn up. Let's go.
The cabin of the Tiggo7 Pro is a dead ringer to the cabin of the much larger Tiggo 8 Lux EX. Now, having said that, you get leather seats, a leather wrap steering wheel, leather dashboards here, and switchgear that are finished in aluminum and are quite nice to the touch. Now, the center tunnel here is made of a glossy black plastic, which takes a little bit of a demerit for me. It looks great while it's still new, but as your Tiggo7 Pro ages, it's going to attract scratches in no time. However, the fit and finish of the cabin is quite superb, and it's much better than the other vehicles that you find in its price range. But how does it compare to the Ford Territory? Let's find out. The Ford Territory also has a full leather cabin, but the quality of the leather used here is head and shoulders better than the ones found in the Chery Tiggo7 Pro. The Territory also has ventilated seats, which is a huge plus for the Ford Territory. Now, it's quite obvious that you can see where the added cost of this crossover went. Now, you also get some glossy piano black finishes here in the center tunnel, but it's not as extensive as the ones found in the T7 Pro. The switchgear are also premium feeling, and the switchgear found here on the middle part is pretty similar to the ones you find in the Ford Mustang. Now, since the Territory has better quality leather, it also has ventilated seats and lesser glossy piano black finishes, it takes the win for the cabin materials category.
Turn up. Let's go.
The Chery Tiggo7 Pro has leveled up in tech when you compare it to the previous generation, and it's now more at par with the larger Chery Tiggo 8 Lux EX. Now, having said that, it still falls a little bit short when it comes to the tech department when you compare it to the Ford Territory Titanium. The Tiggo7 Pro has a full digital LED instrument gauge cluster here, a larger 10.25-inch touchscreen infotainment system display that has Apple CarPlay, but it doesn't have Android Auto. That's a little bit of a bummer for me. When you go down here, you'll see that you have a dual-zone climate control system, a wireless charge pad, and a panoramic sunroof. Now, the Tiggo7 Pro also gets a nifty 360-degree view camera with a resolution that's pretty much the class leader in the segment. It also has a nifty 3D mode, pretty similar to the one that you find in the Ford Territory Titanium, as well as some of the offerings from Geely. Now, the Tiggo7 Pro also sports a power-operated liftgate. So with all of these tech features, it makes the Tiggo7 Pro pretty much way ahead when you compare it to the other vehicles in its price segment. But let's see if it can be a match to the Ford Territory Titanium. The Territory Titanium has all the tech goodies that you can find in the Chery Tiggo7 Pro and adds a few bits more to ensure its win. The gauges are all digital and it looks better in my opinion. The infotainment screen may be smaller at 10 inches, but it does have wireless Apple CarPlay and wired Android Auto. It also has a great looking 360-degree view camera and wireless charging plus a panoramic sunroof. Now, the Ford Territory Titanium may not have a power liftgate, but it replaces that with an active park assist system. Now, given the fact that we've got wireless Apple CarPlay, wired Android Auto, plus that nifty park assist feature, the Ford Territory Titanium takes the win when it comes to the tech category.
Turn it up. Let's go.
The Ford Territory is one of the widest compact crossovers in the local segment, and you could see it right here in the back seat. There's enough space to put 3 adults right here comfortably, and it really shows right here at the back. Now for toys, you get a couple of rear AC vents, a solo USB charging port, and ISOFIX anchors. The cargo capacity takes a hit though because the Ford Territory can only house 420 liters of cargo capacity. That's a little bit on the small side for a compact crossover, but let's see how it compares to the Chery Tiggo7 Pro. The Tiggo7 Pro is one of the smaller compact crossovers in the segment, and it can be felt right here at the back seat. Space for 2 adults is pretty decent, but put a third one in the middle and things might get a little bit tight. My headroom though is a little bit better than the Ford Territory because the Tiggo7 Pro can give me 6 inches of headroom for my 5'6" frame. Now when it comes to toys, you get a couple of rear AC vents here, a USB charging port, and ISOFIX anchors. The Chery Tiggo7 Pro has an automatic power liftgate, which is a big plus. Now when you open that power liftgate, you'll see that it also has a larger trunk capacity at 475 liters when you compare it to the Ford Territory. So that means you could carry a little bit more stuff in your Chery Tiggo7 Pro. Now the Ford Territory may have a little bit more room in the back seat, but the fact that the Chery Tiggo7 Pro has a larger trunk capacity and it also has a power liftgate, it takes the win for the space category.
Turn it up. Let's go.
Hey bro, it's time to drive the cars.
Yes. So which one do you want to drive first?
I really don't know. Both of them have the same 1.5 liter turbo petrol engine, a CVT transmission, and even the same curb weight at 1,465 kilos.
Wow.
Imagine that.
Wow. You really know how to do your research, bro. So which one do you want to drive first?
I don't know. All right, let's do rock, paper, scissors to see who drives the newer car first.
Okay.
All right.
Oh!
Yeah, it looks like I'm driving the Tiggo7 Pro.
Okay.
The Tiggo7 Pro has the same engine that can be found in the previous generation, which churns out 145 horses and 210 Newton meters of torque. Now, power is sent to the front wheels via a CVT transmission, similar to the Ford Territory Titanium. The Tiggo7 Pro, however, doesn't have to contend with that high belt line that you can find in the Territory, so that's a bit of good news for shorter drivers like myself. The steering feel of the Tiggo7 Pro is also spot on. You get a good amount of feedback and heft when you're going at slower speeds, but as you pick up speeds going up to highway level, well, the steering feel of the Tiggo7 Pro firms up, and that makes it such a joy to drive. The CVT transmission is also decently tuned. The rubber band effect is minimized, and you get maximum torque from way down low in the rev range, and that is actually quite a good thing. So because of that, guys, well, the Tiggo7 Pro is really such a joy to drive, and it makes it so easy to maneuver around, whether you're going around town or when you're going on a long drive. The Ford Territory Titanium has practically the same driving dynamics and feel as the Chery Tiggo7 Pro, except for a couple of key areas. First, the seating position here in the driver's seat is a little bit lower inside the car, so if you're a shorter driver like myself, you'll have to get used to the fact that you'll have to contend with the higher belt line that can be found in the Ford Territory. Now, the second thing that is a bit different is the steering feel. The Territory has really the lightest steering feel in the compact crossover class. I mean, it's so light, it feels like an arcade game. Now, despite the fact that I've driven the Ford Territory several times already in the past, this light steering feel still gets to me. It's really great if you're just puttering around town or if you're gonna park it in tight spaces, but when you're going around on highway speeds, well, it can be a little bit on the jittery side. Now, the suspension tuning of the Ford Territory is also purely on the comfort side, so there is a little bit of body wallow whenever you're taking corners at speed. The acceleration and engine response is practically the same as the Chery Tiggo7 Pro, well, because they have the same engine and the same transmission. So given the fact that the Tiggo7 Pro has a slightly better steering feel and also a better driving position, especially for shorter drivers like myself, it takes the win for the driving category.
Turn it up. Let's go.
Both of these crossovers offer a phenomenal level of value for your money. The Ford Territory Titanium rocked the local car market with its awesome feature set at an affordable price point. Factor in the venerable Ford name backing it up, and you could see why it became an instant bestseller in the compact crossover segment. Now, despite being late to the party, the Chery Tiggo7 Pro took the best of everything being offered in the local market and put it all together in one handsome package. The fact that it can be bought at a lower price point, and it also has the longest warranty and the most comprehensive after-sale support from the distributor, makes the Chery Tiggo7 Pro the best value for money pick that you can get in the compact crossover segment. And just like in my other car comparos, no matter which of these two crossovers you choose, you know that you've got a winner in your hands. Thanks for watching.